Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, be-da-dum, be-da-dum. Be-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-dee-da-da-dum. All right, looks like we are up, we are set, we are good, we are live. Hello, travelers of the internet, and welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you are new to the channel, hey there, and welcome to ya. My name is JGuardo1, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the world's virtual. And I am very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of the newcomers, welcome you fresh to a Guardian Studios experience. Today's session is going to be focusing on many things, my friends. There is a lot I want to do on this session, and we need to get time. We need to make some time. We got to make sure we got enough time to get some stuff done. We got lots of time, but we got to make good use of that time. That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, hello, Zerio. Well, hello, Zerio. How you doing, pal? Doing good? Hey, Ellison. Ellison, the chicken jockey. Hamilton hath returned again. Good to see you guys. Whoa, even Davian is showing up. Wow, we're getting a bunch of people in here early. Hello, my dudes. Good to see ya. Go ahead and craft a quick stack of torches. Gonna need that. Let me see. What else do I need? What else do I need real quick? Gotta think. Gotta think. Gotta think. Gotta think. 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 Gotta think. Gotta think. Gotta think. 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 Gotta think. Gotta think. Gotta think. 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 I've gotta think. Though I don't know why. Thank you, Ellison. Thank you. It's kind of you. Alright, real quick, go to the enchanting room. Gotta refresh my memory. For the sword, right now we can get knockback 2. And it was prot 3 on either of the 2 armor pieces we've got left to enchant. I gotta remember that. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing good too, Davian. Hope everybody is doing well tonight, or today, if it's still daytime for you. Hope everybody is doing good either way. Hope everybody is looking forward to the stream. Hope everybody is doing well. All the good stuff, I hope, shall come your way. Now, real quick, I need to do some checking into a couple of things over here. Namely, I want to see how are the sheep doing. Do they have any grass left up here? No, they do not. Oh my gosh, I am not surprised. I gave these guys way too many numbers. The numbers are too great. I'm gonna have to get to a point where I can count them. I gotta figure out how many there are so that I can whittle down the number to 16. I want just 16 sheep. And then I'll have to move them because, yeah. It's nice to have the sheep, but I didn't want to lose all the grass and their space in the process of getting them working. Nice. I might one day want to see this trading hall of yours, Davian. See what design you've gone for. Alright, so if I wanted to do another platform, it would either have to go below the sugarcane and storage platforms, or it would have to be above the others, or above the crop farm. I don't like the idea of that, so I'm kind of thinking we may have to make some adjustments to my ideas. What happened to the pup? Did the pup hurt himself? I don't know. He may have just been making a noise. You got some I feel. That kind of makes sense, my dude. That kind of makes sense. No, Zerio, I do not think of them only as numbers. I think of them as fun little fluffy dudes who can serve a good purpose once I have the amount of them that I need. Beyond that, I don't know what to think of them. Right. I'm almost thinking I need to make another space for farming crops. I almost think I want to do it on that tree and one next to it. They're animals, Zario. They are animals. Non-pet animals. I don't know what to say to satisfy you, my friend. Look, the sheep are happy where they are. But there are too many of them now. They've eaten all the grass in their pen. At that point, they become just a statistic. I don't like to look at them in that way, but that's what happened. They have become a statistic because they overate. Once they get too greedy, the animals are harder to care about. Hey, Ryan. Good to see you, my dude. Oh, nothing much. Just trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. Gotta make some plans. Gotta do some thinking on how I'm going to get more levels. How I'm going to expand my base here in the jungle treetops. I know at some point I've got to branch over to the other side of the river. But I'm still figuring out how I'm going to do that. It's not exactly easy. Partly because they're all over there. But and yet you give me a hard time, Zario. Fair enough, in my opinion. Fair enough. Anyway, I'm kind of thinking... Ooh, here's a thought. I could connect the enchanting tree to a tree over there, and from there branch off to more trees across the river. Because I kind of want to expand this base to cover anywhere that there are tall trees in the jungle. But I also want to incorporate an idea that I've had in the back of my mind for a while now. Thank you, Ellison. That's kind of you. Oh, you can't sleep, Ryan? Is it the heat again? I would wager that it's the heat again, but I'd like to know from you what is keeping you up. Hey, where'd my puppy go? Oh! No, that wasn't him. Puppy! Oh, puppy, puppy, puppy! Where'd the little guy go? Oh, there he is! I'm actually gonna sit this one here. He's gonna end up growing, so... Well, thank you, Zario. Thank you for being such a loyal subscriber. My goodness. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I want to grow another tree on next to that one. Grow it nice and tall, lined up with that one, and then do some more, set up another crop farm on it. Or alternatively, I could start digging into a project that I want to do and build another crop farm out this way. Thank you, Zario. Alright, Olson. Hey, thank you for dropping by. I totally understand that, Davian. Oh. Yikes. The heat killed your power, Ryan? Ouch. That's not good. That is not good at all. That is... Wow. That's actually kind of concerning. These 4 trees weren't getting any growth. So I'm going to move them over here and hope that they grow correctly. If I need to, I'll get some bone meal to help push them to grow. They are thankfully lined up exactly where I want them. Hey, yikes. My dude. Why? Ugh. That is insane heat, my man. I am so sorry you're dealing with that. I know I say that a lot, but that's just because it's true. That is an insane level of heat to have to deal with. And I wish you didn't have to. Gonna need to grow a bunch of trees. I need some jungle saplings. I need to go see how many jungle saplings I've got. Because I have got plans that need to be put in motion. I've got thoughts that I need to do something about. Well, that's all well and good for the winter time, but for crying out loud, this ain't winter. You're not in winter time right now. It is summer. And the sad part is, this has been confirmed to be an El Nino summer. Which, El Nino years, those are the years where things are unusually hot. Which, don't ask me where we got the whole calling a warmer year El Nino and cooler years La Nina. I don't understand where we came up with doing that, but I know where we got the terms. It's Spanish. I just don't understand why we use them for these weather patterns. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But that's coming from somebody who doesn't know anything about that kind of thing. So, that's why. Yeah, that kind of tracks. That tracks, I think. Hey, when I said I needed a lot of jungle stuff, I wasn't kidding. I need a lot of jungle wood. And I want to get more jungle saplings, so I may end up foregoing the enchantment on armor and go for a diamond hoe with a good enchantment instead. Like, Fortune 3 would be my preference. Actually, Fortune 3 is what I need if I get a diamond hoe. Because with a Fortune 3 diamond hoe, I can basically up my chances of getting saplings from anything I break massively. And this guy has mangrove. He's got mangrove wood. I must get my emeralds. To the enchanting tree! Well, you would think saplings wouldn't be a problem, except we're dealing with jungle wood, jungle trees. I've mentioned this before, but jungle trees actually have a bug, so to speak, in them. There is a programming mistake in jungle trees. It wasn't a mistake when it was first implemented, but it's never been changed. And so it becomes a bug and a problem today. See, jungle trees were supposed to be rare. Jungles were supposed to be rare. And because they were supposed to be rare, Mojang programmed it so that the saplings have a lower chance of dropping as the trees decay. And they never changed that when as the game got updates. As the game is updated, they left that intact. That particular code is still part of the game. So we're stuck with lower jungle sapling spawn rates from decaying jungle leaves. That's why when I plant jungle trees, I stick to the big ones where I can, because the big jungle trees have more leaves, and thus a better chance of dropping the saplings. And if we get Fortune 3 on a hoe, we'll be able to chop through those leaves way faster and force an even greater chance of getting the jungle saplings. Which, it's still not a great chance, but it's better than if we don't use Fortune 3. And the hoe is the one tool besides shears that can cut through the leaves in a hurry. This world is really starting to progress quickly right now. Yeah, I am doing a bit more grinding to build up my capabilities, Zario, but that's mainly so that I can have an easier time gathering resources. Like, I need better pickaxes for mining up more stone and other materials that I need for some of the plans I have. And I needed a better axe for chopping up trees for more wood. Aw, thanks, Ryan. And of course, a better shovel is just a necessity. You've got to have a good shovel for getting dirt. And for the things I want to do, I'm going to need a good dirt smacking shovel. Dirt smacking. I've never heard it called that before. But that's pretty much what it is. You're just smacking the dirt with a shovel and boom, blocks. Anyway, I gotta think. They removed my secret trinket. Ah. Yep. The only way now to undo the hardcore thing for any length of time is to go into the world files and edit it, which is risky and tricky as all get out, from what I understand. Minecraft is trolling me with these villagers, man. Yeah, Davian, they do that with me too. See, that's part of when you need to employ boats and minecarts and bring them into the stations one at a time from far away. That way, it's only one villager you're putting into a station at a time, and they all go to the rightful places. Then lock in the trades that you want them to have before bringing in the next guy, so that they can't change workstations so easy. Yep, I get you, Zario. I get you. That's part of why I run out of fun. I start losing interest in a world when I get the elytra, because it becomes way too easy to get from point A to point B. Granted, having to take a long time to get from point A to point B can also kill the vibe, but it's easier to kill the vibe when you can just go from one place to another in an instant, or near instant. I mean, if you're traveling by portals, that's one thing. Then it's kind of expected. But that's if you're traveling through portals that actually move you from one point to another across the world in an instant. Traveling by the Nether is still slower, and thus still not so game-breaking. Alright, what am I doing? I am rambling. I'm rambling. Or chatting, but I'm rambling. Okay, I need to get my levels up, which is part of why I'm waiting on this wheat to grow. I've been there. I've been there, Zario. That's part of why I'm not going for the elytra right now. I will build my builds, my bases, my structures, under the assumption I need a way to get to them from the ground, and just add little things to help get into them from the air, rather than do it the other way around. Expect entry by air, but accommodate the ground. Because if you just try to accommodate the ground and prioritize entry by air, you are never going to end up entering from the ground unless you end up losing your elytra. Which that doesn't often happen with me, because I very rarely die when I'm flying, because I'm very cautious. I will fly fast, but yeah, elytras are too fast. They're too easy to use. Once you understand how to fly with them, they're too easy. It takes away a lot of the fun. A big part of the fun of the game is figuring out your own ways to get around. Being creative in how you make it easier to get from point A to point B. That's part of what makes it fun. Take that away and what have you got? The elytra just makes the game a little too easy. So I don't plan on using it. I'm gonna stick with transportation by foot or rail or horse. Mount, rail, or horse. Or, when the cushions come, possibly a means where we have to click through a bunch of things in order to get from point A to point B. That's not as quick as the elytra, and not as easy as the elytra. So, that's more fair to me. Okay. I really get tired of how these saplings don't always want to grow. We need to get some bones. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. When you get an elytra, you basically have no motivation left to make a base that you can enter from the ground. You just... There's no difficulty holding you back. Well, get... What creates a leather worker? I'm trying to remember what makes the leather worker. Oh my gosh, you grew into a small tree. I mean, you're a big tree, but you're not big enough. I needed this tree to be bigger. Ugh. Where's my scaffolding? Leather worker. I think leather worker. Isn't that that's the cauldron dude, isn't it? Make sure there are no cauldrons nearby that he can be latching onto. That's the only thing I can think. To deal with keeping him from being a leather worker, make it so there are no cauldrons. Otherwise, he'll keep latching onto them. Nice. Nice, Dario. Hello, slime! Oh, crud, I forgot. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me about that, slime. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna get it just now, but I will probably start keeping an eye on it and watching for more sales. And when I feel the right opportunity has come, I'll probably end up trying to get it. Because, I'll be honest, I have wondered about that game for a while. I've wanted to try it out properly. Because I tried to do a demo of it once on this console. It did not feel right. It did not feel right. I honestly feel like that's one where it's gotta be either touch control. It's gotta be either mouse or touch-based control to really be interesting in order to handle the aiming and all that. Oh, would you, Zario? Well, then I will see what can be done, but again, may not happen for a while. May not happen for a while. So I would love to be able to play that game at some point. There's the other saplings I knew I planted. I knew I put down some other saplings around here. I just couldn't remember where they were. Alright. I'm going to have to go up into the tree so that I don't get mauled by monsters, but... Anyway... So many things I want to do. So many things I'd love to play on this channel at some point. So few that I currently can. There's even more that I want to play on this channel than I really think about playing on the channel, because some of them, it's just safer to not. I'll give you a couple of guesses why it's technically safer to not. Okay, how tall is that tree? I can't tell from down here. That's a good height. Hey, that's a workable height. I'm good with that height. That's good. Now it's just a matter of making planks and stairs, or slabs and stairs, and making a platform. Again, this is going to be a second crop farm that I'm about to build here. Smaller crop farm, probably, but still another crop farm so that I can work with more crops. I got trees over there yet? Yes, I do. Okay. Wheat. Is the wheat ready for harvest yet? Not really, but we may soon have to go ahead and just harvest what we've got. Because I want to breed the cows. I'd like to breed the pigs. Because the pigs are numerous and they don't devour the grass. How do you mean, Davian? Are you talking about the villagers? Is it the villagers giving you grief, my friend? Because if it's the villagers giving you grief, don't feel like you're the only one where that happens. They do that to me too. Frustrating little stink faces. I had to keep calling. Ah, gotcha. That makes sense and is also a little bit sad, Zario. I can understand why it felt off not knowing the person's name. You talk to someone enough times, or for long enough, it feels like you ought to know their name, right? So it feels weird when you don't. Been there, felt something akin to that. Honestly, one other thing that I will say about the Terraria subject, I would have to look into the game a little bit more than I have in order to decide if it's good for the channel, or if it's something where I would need to have a second channel. Huh. Yeah, that would make me feel weird, too. That would honestly make me feel really weird to not know the person's name after so much time talking to them. Wouldn't even need to be, like, personal kind of talking, like, friendship kind of talking. If you talk to someone for a long time and you don't know their name, and you don't know much about them, it starts to feel kind of weird. It just feels wrong to not know the name of someone you're talking to a lot, you know? I'm glad to find I'm not the only one that feels that way. Alright. I think we're going to go ahead and harvest the wheat. I know there's a good amount of it that's not ready for harvest yet, but I gotta start stockpiling this stuff because I'm going to need it for the cows and the sheep. Because at some point I also want to set up a better sheep farm, where I can have some of them be color-coded and organized and multiplied and automatically farmed for wheat, for wool. Same first letter. My mind automatically wanted to say wool. Wheat. Wow, okay, my mind can't decide if it wants to say wheat or wool. Because I'm looking at wheat, but I'm talking about sheep and their wool. It's weird. I'm gonna do another planting of wheat. Because I think farming the cows and the pigs is the way to go to get a good amount of our XP. Trading with the villagers will be the other way we get XP, though. We gotta still trade with the villagers, and that's part of where the wood comes in. We need it for building, but we also need it for trading. Huh. Yeah. Is there a policy that says you can't, like, find out who they are on these calls? Slime, I'm playing on PlayStation. I was about to say you could check the stream title to find out, but I just realized I stopped putting the specific machine in the stream titles a while ago. Huh. Try to remember. Oh, I know why I did that. I stopped doing that because it's the world that matters, not the machine so much. But generally speaking, I will most often be playing on PlayStation. Because that's the machine I've got that has the easiest time handling streaming. Without overcomplicating it. Yeah, I get you, Zario. I get you. That makes total sense. Now that you've said it outright like that, that actually does make a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. When I was initially saying what I was saying, I didn't think about that. But now I'm actually saying it, yeah, that makes sense. Communication on a personal level is nowhere near as important as communication in the event of an emergency. So yeah, I can totally understand that policy. I totally understand. Up to level 28 now. Good. Good. We still made a profit in wheat out of that harvest. Honestly, part of why I'm going to be setting up a second crop farm is so I can have one smaller crop farm dedicated to wheat, and then the one over here dedicated to the 3 main crops I work with. Slime, it's both. It's kind of both. Content creation of one form or another is my full-time job. And streaming is the one that is currently most prevalent, though I do have other things that I am preparing to do at all times. I'm always coming up with one thing or another that I can do to add to my content creation repertoire. It's just some of them take longer to work with. Streaming is the one that is simplest and quickest to get out content for. So that's the one that I do the most. That actually gets seen. Truth be told, it wasn't my original plan for my occupation. It's just one of the many avenues I found to have an occupation that I actually enjoy. And kind of branches off of one of the things that I really enjoy doing. Or, yeah. I think that's the best way to word how I feel about it. I know I just grew that tree and I said I need planks for the platform, but I'm thinking we're going to wait on building any platform until I've got more saplings, which is going to wait until I get a diamond hoe, so we've got to work on levels first. Oh, dang it, there's a bed right over here. I keep forgetting I've got a couple of different beds spread throughout the base. I should probably put one in the Tower of Stone. I should also have another one somewhere in the upper part of the Tower of Stone, too. Exactly the same, Zario. Exactly the same. Honestly, I enjoy playing the game either way, but streaming is much more interactive and thus more engaging for me, and so it's even more fun. If I could stream while recording my videos, I would do that, and I'm tempted to try and do that for, like, Java Edition. I don't know if anybody would be interested in, like, that, in being passengers to my recording, so to speak, be the audience I'd be speaking directly to, and part of the audience I'd be recording for at the same time, if that makes sense. Let me know what you guys feel, how you guys feel about that. I mean, is that something you guys would be interested in, any of you? Because I am thinking about doing some of that kind of stuff for Java. Because I want to do Java as well as Bedrock Edition. Because Bedrock is the easiest one to set up and stream. But yeah, streaming is the one that I do most of. Not only because it's simpler to set up, but it's also the most engaging for me, and thus the more fun option. Alright, need to go grab another stack of potatoes. I want to go breed the pigs again. And I gotta check my wood supplies. If I've got enough spruce, I may take a bunch of spruce over to the, Oh, I've got lots of spruce. What am I talking about? Huh. Grab a couple stacks of spruce. And a stack of wheat. I'll take those, go breed the animals. And then I'll take these, the spruce logs over to the Fort J-Lock, and that's going a little deeper into my personal side than I'm willing to talk about, Slime. Touching a little deeper into me than I'm willing to share. I appreciate your interest, though. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate your interest. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine, my dude. It's all good. Again, I appreciate the interest. Alright, I'm gonna just drop down here. There we go. Oh, I'm glad I've got feather falling. It means I can carelessly jump off of ledges and not be guaranteed to die. That sounds weird, but that's one of my biggest issues with... That's one of my main ways of getting down from somewhere up high, is I will just walk off an edge and just hope that I survive. And it's a lot harder to do that with boots that don't have the feather falling enchantment. Once I get feather falling, I am reckless. I get reckless with my jumping. But that's just because it's easier. It's an easy way to get down from up high. Alright, I think we bred enough pigs. I am definitely going to have to let all the pigs grow fully before I can actually cull the herd of pigs, because they don't have as much of a height and size difference. Oh yeah! Okay, let me swim up to the top of the tower of this tree, and I'll talk about that point. Yes, you can breed pigs with way more stuff than you might think. Yeah, beetroots, potatoes, carrots. Pigs will take all three of those. It's cows, sheep, and chickens that are picky. Cows and sheep will only ever take wheat, where chickens will only ever take seeds of one kind or another. Chickens are a little less picky because they'll take any of the 4 kinds of seeds. They'll take basic seeds, wheat seeds, they will take beetroot seeds, melon seeds, and pumpkin seeds. So really, it's only the cows and the sheep that are picky. They will only ever breed with wheat. So it's harder to breed them than it is the other animals, because you have to be specific on what you're using. Okay, let me say it again, just in case anybody didn't hear me. Pigs are not picky on their food compared to the others. Pigs will eat beetroots, they will eat potatoes, and they will eat carrots. You can use any of those three to breed pigs. Chickens will take wheat seeds, beetroot seeds, pumpkin seeds, or melon seeds. They don't care which seed they get, they just want seeds. Same when you're taming a parrot, but that's a different subject. Only cows and sheep are actually truly picky. Cows and sheep, you have to give them wheat. Yeah, cows and sheep, you have to give wheat. The other guys will take a range of items. And you can mix and match the items they'll take any way you want it. Pigs ain't picky. Pigs ain't picky. They just won't take wheat, to my knowledge. No, see, they won't take wheat. But offer potatoes, and you get stampeded. Yeah. Potatoes, beetroot, carrots, pigs will take them without complaint. They are just hungry little snout-faced little stinkers that will take whatever you offer as long as it's not wheat or a seed. Chickens will take anything that is a seed. But cows and sheep, they are picky eaters. They will only ever take wheat. That's why I recommend having a dedicated wheat farm. Never underestimate the efficiency of breeding animals in getting levels. When you need a quick way to get some levels, breeding animals can work wonders. It's just going to take more animals the higher the level you need to go. But that is why I always make a crop farm. Any world that I do, I try to get a crop farm going as soon as I can. And then get either cows or pigs. Usually I go with cows, though, because they're easier to separate the babies from the adults. And in farming cows, you get leather as well as the meat. So you get a nice, useful byproduct. Pigs, unfortunately, you only ever get the meat. They don't have a byproduct, useful or otherwise. Kind of wish they did. But I don't know what you could get from a pig that would be useful for anything. I mean, if they were tusked pigs of some kind, I would think the tusks could be used for something. Like, in hunting down a hoglin, or if you were able to farm hoglins, I would think you'd be able to get the tusks and use them for something. Like maybe they're an alternative means of getting bone meal. Because I mean, a tusk, that's partly bone, isn't it? I don't actually know for sure, though. Let me go down, please. Thank you. Alright, so let's head over to the fort and see what we can get. I'm going to give you gelatin for making other things? Eh, maybe. Maybe. Gelatin. I would almost think that that would be like a slime block that's not sticky. Because you know how slime blocks, they're sticky when used in redstone? What if you could use gelatin to make a gelatin block that was able to cushion your fall like a slime block? You could bounce on it like a slime block, but it wasn't sticky, and it could be dyed other colors. Now that I've said that, that's actually a neat idea for a block to add to the game one day. Mojang, please make something like that happen. I would love to see a dyeable slime block. It doesn't have to be a slime block, it can just be a decorative, bouncy block. Hey, Leo! In case I didn't say yet, welcome back to the stream, Leo. Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you, dude. Yeah, aside from that, the only other thing I could think of to get from a pig would be the if it had tusks, it would be tusks. But, I don't know. Aside from that, I really don't know what else we could get from pigs as a byproduct. Because all the other animals have byproducts that they drop. The ones that give meat, I mean. All the other animals that give meat have a byproduct. From chickens, you get feathers. From cows, you get leather. And from sheep, you get their wool. In whatever color the sheep is. But from pigs, you don't get anything but the meat. So really, if you're looking just to get meat, pigs are a good option. I am half tempted to name tag this pig and let them keep him. Because, oh my goodness, that pig, that is a field pig. I guess technically you're right, Zario. Technically you're right. Food for thought. That's part of what I was thinking with, hoglins. That's what I was thinking with hoglins. They could drop tusks when slain if you could farm them. Because hoglins, we all know, have tusks. They're constantly using them to try to gore us. And annoyingly so. Alright, Hey, Fletcher man. Come back here. What do you got? Oh, your prices are up. Dangnabbit. Oh, that's right, I got a leather worker. I should have brought some leather. Ooh, this guy's still got good prices. There we go. 16 more emeralds. And we're level 30. Perfect. Alright, let's head back to base. I am seriously tempted to I need to get a name tag for a field pig. Or... yeah, I'm going to call them field pigs. We got field cows, we got field pigs, and we got field chickens. And then the other two kinds of each are the hot and cold, or the warm and cold. The varieties. Yeah, since they don't have a byproduct, there's no real reason to farm the, there's no real reason to farm pigs as much, unless you just happen to farm pigs more than anything else and are doing it just for the meat. That's not a bad enchantment, to my understanding, Davian, but that is mace specific, which sucks. I feel like that could still include tusks somehow, though. That's a good idea as well. Yeah, that's part of what I was saying. If you could farm hoglins somehow, when they fall, they should drop their tusks. Not just pork and leather. Although, they already have leather as a byproduct, so I guess it's not really necessary for them to drop tusks, per se. Now, if there was a specific variety of pig in the overworld that had tusks, they would have to make it drop the tusks when slain. Even if it required fortune to have a better chance of them doing so. And doing so in greater quantities. That is one thing I would say. You add tusks to any pig, you would have to make it so that they drop those at greater chances and at greater counts in using looting. Looting, not fortune. Looting. Yeah, that is true, actually, Zerio. Fair point. Hello, Rough Build. Sup? Sup to you, my friend. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you are returning. I have to say it that way because I don't always remember everybody that comes and goes. To be quite honest with you. It sometimes gets hard. Sometimes people come in and stick around for a while with one name, and then the next time we see them, they have a whole different name. But you do seem familiar. I will say you seem familiar. Yo, 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 that's a lot of yo. That is a lot of yo. Alright, we gotta put this beef away. Got lots of steak. I love me a good steak. Just the other day I got myself a really good steak. I was not expecting it to be really good, but it was so good. Oh yeah! That makes sense, Bill. That makes sense. Well, I like the choice of name. It's actually kind of cool. And keeping the rough part makes it so that it still kind of fits. It's recognizable that it's still you. I like that. Good move. Okay. I want to see what I would get with a diamond hoe. If it guarantees Fortune 3, I'm taking it immediately. Just saying. The guarantee is Fortune 3, I take it immediately, because I need Fortune 3 hoe as soon as possible. If it doesn't, I'm not going to take it. Oh, except it guarantees Unbreaking 3. That sucks. Pork chops on a campfire. Usually most meats are a bit better on a fire. Huh. I may have to try that one day, if an opportunity arises. Never had such an opportunity before, though, Zerio. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm not actually rooting for anybody in the World Cup, because I don't usually watch soccer, to be quite honest. I know people enjoy soccer a lot, and I respect the hype. Especially considering this is the World Cup we're talking about. I get people are excited, but I don't personally watch soccer. Part of it is because I know if I start getting invested, I tend to get a little loud. If I start getting invested and I start getting frustrated at the game, I will get loud, and I will disturb everybody else in the household, if there is anybody else. So I've gotten in the habit of ignoring most sports events to avoid that issue. Ooh, I'm sorry your team's got knocked out, Davian. Sorry to hear your team's got knocked out. Here's hoping they put in a good effort before they got knocked out, though. But yeah, because I get so hyped up from certain sports things, I've stopped watching any of them. Because either I can't follow it so good, or when I do end up following it, I get hyped and I get stressed easily about it. So I stopped bothering. I just didn't want to risk that kind of issue. Hey, I respect that, Valinor. Hello, by the way. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, gonna need to get some more levels again. That enchantment on that hoe was okay. Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 3, that's not bad. But it's not great. It is not great. I was really hoping to get Unbreaking 3 and Fortune 3. Efficiency, I could have cared less. Honestly, with efficiency on a hoe, I couldn't care less unless I'm dealing with nether trees. Like the nether fungi, the wart blocks, that's when I need efficiency. Otherwise, I could care less about it with leaves. At least at the moment, that's how I feel. I may find that I feel very strongly against having no efficiency when I actually go to harvest the saplings. But yeah, it's like, I have no interest in football, for example, but if I start watching a game and I get interested in how a team is doing in that specific game, or if I see a team is doing good, I'll start rooting for it, and I will start getting loud and start getting riled up when they're doing good. And I will end up being, I know I will be a disturbance to anybody else around me at that point, so I avoid watching any kind of sports. Same with racing. If I find a driver that I know the name of, or that I find is interesting to watch race, I will start, or that has a favorite number, I will start rooting for them, and I will get loud and annoying. Huh. Interesting theory, but I don't know, Valinor. I honestly don't know. That would be the world of Gardania. I want to say that was the name of it, Gardania. There was that was one of my earliest worlds on this channel, on my 2 channels. Absolutely loved it. Eventually, I retired it because I thought I didn't want to risk an update messing up the world, messing up the build. I didn't understand then that it wouldn't. But, yeah, that was one of my absolute favorites. Favorite player? Not really. If you're talking about sports still rough, not really. I don't really have a favorite player in soccer or really any kind of sport. But that's me. That's me. I'm sure everybody else has got their favorites. Alright, you are the mending man, which I must eventually replace. Yeah, eventually I gotta replace that guy, because his price is frustrating me. Got the potato man, who I eventually have to... I've got to hope his price goes down. Eventually I gotta get him some fellow farmers in here. But that'll probably come when I eventually expand this sport into a proper structure, so to speak. Has the leather worker lowered his price? No, he's still expensive as all get out. I really, really, really don't like how long villagers can take to refresh their trades. It leaves me stuck having to run around nearby. I don't like that. I don't like being stuck in one area. I like to get out into the world around me and move and explore. Oh, hey, he's farming. He's farming carrots. Oh, he is actually farming carrots. He replanted carrots. Good. I think that means he doesn't have any other crops on him, which is a good thing. Okay, that's a fluctuating. Leather worker still hasn't changed his price back down. I may have to give it a day before they'll actually lower their prices again. One thing that's going to be a pain is when I go to expand the fort, it's going to be difficult to do so in this spot. I may have to either move the fort to a different location, or I'm going to have to flatten this space out, knocking out as many of these trees as necessary, and then fill in all the holes with dirt and stuff. Yep, that is correct, Davian. In order to lock in a villager's trades and their occupation, you've got to trade with them at least once. Doesn't matter which of the two trades they offer you take, you gotta trade with them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. It's raining. Which means these guys aren't gonna do much. Ugh. Can I sleep through the night and skip this? No. Alright, well, in that case, we're gonna head back to base, because otherwise these guys are just gonna sit here wasting my time. Besides, I need levels. I can farm the pigs again. I can breed the pigs for another go-around to get some more levels while waiting for these guys to refresh. When I expand the fort, I'm probably going to have to get a couple of pigs penned in there. Either pigs or cows. An animal that I can farm easily. Either way. So I think it'll be pigs. That way, if I can get some of the carrots the farmers are farming, I'll be able to use that for the pigs. Got to be able to accommodate the animal. Got to plan around everything that I'm intending to do. Power, plans, and planting. That's the name of the session. Doing a lot of planning. Getting a little bit of power. Haven't really done a whole lot of planting. Just get a good little farm going. Since you can use stairs and slabs of wool now. Ah, good wool farm. Yeah, that's part of why I've got the number of sheep that I do. Because I know I'm going to end up wanting to use that. Going to end up wanting to get the wool slabs and stairs. Not to mention the cushions. You guys heard about the cushions yet? Because I have, and they look awesome. And I hope they stay the way they are right now, or as close to it as possible. Because they are absolutely amazing. I haven't used them in a beta or a preview yet, but they are absolutely amazing. Just what I've seen about them, what I've heard about them, I'm looking forward to using them. Excessively. I think that's in the beta. I think it's in the beta right now. But I don't know, Zario, so don't quote me. They do. The fact they can come in all the colors, and you can actually sit on them, is amazing. And they do the entity thing better than any add-on that I've seen that adds furniture as entities. It is absolutely amazing. Mojang hit it out of the park with the cushion. It's not so much the stream delay as the chat. delay. My chat delay is apparently very, very forgiving. I'm able to keep up with the chat very well, or so I've been led to believe. I don't know how. It's just... it's very efficient. Apparently my methods are very good at keeping me up to date with the chat. And I look over at the chat a lot while I'm streaming. That's part of what makes streaming fun for me, is being able to talk to my viewers. Well, it's got to be a combination of your connection is good, my connection is good, and as a result, it doesn't take long for me to see your message and be able to read it, think, and work my way through a reply. I think that's why I seem to respond very quickly. We both have very good connections to the stream, and so I'm able to see your messages relatively soon after you send them. Alright, come here, cows. I'm gonna give you guys one more breeding. But then after this, I'm gonna end up having to wait for them to grow up so I can properly cull the herd. And when I say we're gonna cull the herd, I mean we are going to cull it. So you're going to chop out every cow except for a handful and pretty much start the herd over fresh. Well, there you go, Zario. Faster internet on your side and mine helps a lot with making it so that your messages come in quickly and my responses can be done and heard rapidly. Going up. Ouch. Bet that wasn't fun. I mean, I could be sarcastic and say I bet that was fun, but somehow I get the feeling that it wasn't. Hey, how do you guys feel about the real-time strategy in Minecraft games? Minecraft Legends. Would you guys be wanting to see me play through that? I started playing through it at one point for fun, but... You're welcome, Zario. You're welcome. Anyway, yeah, serious question. What do you guys think about me playing through Minecraft Legends on the channel? I started to play through it once just for fun, but in that case, I will consider playing it on the channel, Valinor. I mean, I only really need one person to be able to say that they were curious how it would be to watch it, and I would be probably giving it a try at some point. Still gonna be just a side thing to the main Minecraft stuff, though. Minecraft is always going to be, the main Minecraft is always going to be the main thing on the channel. It's the bread and butter. Yeah, have the occasional break in between sessions, days where the sessions are main Minecraft. Like every other day we do, or every once in a while I do another round, another dive into Legends, or into Dungeons for that matter. Which, with Dungeons, I would be happy to have other players who have it, who want to dive in with me, dive into it. But for me, it would be a fresh run. I would give it a fresh run. Now, let me think here. I would not be against doing that at some point in Valinor if I could get access and if it was a realm that wasn't, you know, gonna go against the family-friendly rule. Yeah, Guardian Studios, the main channel, has to be kept family-friendly. That's the only thing I'll say in regards to if I would visit anyone's realms or worlds or builds. Hey, you too, Ruff. Thank you for dropping in. It was good seeing you. Hope we see you again soon. Until then, you take care, okay? It's always good to see returning viewers. Is that right? I may have to get a sneak preview of your world before I give a full tour of it. But you've got my interest a little bit piqued, Valinor. Yeah, I may have to look at your realm. Might record it. All right, rough bud. I'll go with any of that. Hi, Jelly. Alright, has this guy's price come down yet? Yes, thank you! Give me those sweet, sweet emeralds. I must have them. Emeralds are how we're gonna get a lot of good stuff down the road. It's how we get our enchanted books. It's how we're eventually gonna get backup diamond armor. This guy has this price, so we'll trade with him. 32 more emeralds, and we are back up to level 30, almost to level 31. I like it. This makes me happy. This makes me very happy. Of course, the stream itself makes me very happy. Getting to chat with you guys makes me happy. Getting to work on a world I'm actually thoroughly enjoying working on also makes me happy. Is that? Yep, that's a wandering trader. Hello, dimwit. What do you got? What do you got? Ooh, you got firefly bushes. But they're expensive. Yeah, no, everything else you've got, I can just go get myself if I want it. I mean, it might take me a while to get some of it, but if I really wanted it, I could go out and look for the biomes to get it. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, thank you so much for giving me leads. A little bit of my Mario voice there. So many Mario games I would love to play on the channel, too. Tons of games I want to play on the channel. So many of them that I figure I'd probably have to record. And so many of them that I figure I could probably get away with streaming them. But I don't know. I'd have to figure out a way to be able to set that up. But I would love to do a lot more games on this channel at some point. Because Guardian Studios is actually meant to be a channel for all kinds of gaming. Minecraft is just going to always be the bread and butter. It's always going to be the primary option for what to play. But it's never been intended that I only ever play Minecraft stuff. And yes, Valinor, I recommend making use of bundles. They are very helpful. Good for organizing stuff. Especially when you've got lots of little partial stacks of things. Like sapling, partial stacks of saplings and leads and things. Subnautica 2. I heard that there was a sequel to Subnautica released. Never played Subnautica, although I think, have access to a version of it. It's just always seemed like it was more of a creepy kind of game rather than the sort that I would really get into. That's why I've never tried it. Might have to one day, though. Might have to give it a shot one day. And yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to cull the herd of cows over there, because I think they're starting to lag the area when we get too close. Well, like I said, it always seemed like a creepy game, because you see these clips so often online of people encountering those Leviathan thingies. I figured that was the main thing that happened in the game, that was the main focus. So it never really piqued my interest so much. But if it has base building, I might be more inclined to give it a try. Because I like base building. I love games where you build a base. Gather resources, use them to build stuff. I enjoy that. Holy Stromboli! Ho ho, mama! That is exactly the kind of hoe that I need. Thank you very much, enchanting table. You may be a pain in my butt, but sometimes you give me a golden quality enchants. Huh. Well, that does sound intriguing, Zario. No Man's Sky. I've heard of that. That's the massive interstellar space travel type game, isn't it? Where you've got all kinds of different ways to explore the planets when you find them. And it's supposed to be pretty much infinite in how far away from wherever you initially appear that you can go. That's what I've heard about it. I'm not sure if I've heard anything, if any of that is accurate or not. But if if those claims come even close, I might have to look into it. Super fun, but also kind of super buggy. Huh. So it'd be one where there might be some buggy parts, huh? Nah, I could work with that. Thank you, Zario. Yeah, I figured I'm doing the treehouse thing. Why not make my enchanting room, like in my bedroom, be inside in among the leaves of a tree? And so I just styled it based on that. And it's serving me well so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the game has been around long enough that a lot of the hype, most of the hype around it has kind of faded away a bit. But I do hear about people still playing it. And it sounds like it's still got a decently active community, so who knows? I may give it a shot one day. Can't promise it'll be anytime soon, but I have a feeling I'll give it